Answering this question, the question is when the mothers are trying to divert. Actually, and this is the idea of diversion. I mean, diverting the cause of pain for children, and they are trying to play with them with something else, and this will relieve the pain. This is true. It's a sort of diversion of the pain, and goes with all the early scientific theories concerning the pain. Pain is a connection, and it's in the head. So if you divert, in even in our countries and in Africa until now, people, they can burn. I mean, when they have a chronic pain, they use burning. So they burn whatever, the leg or the arm or the face, and this burning will make a diversion of the cause of the pain to another pain, which they know the cause. So the whole pain will disappear. When the pain is unknown cause, and you do the burning, so you know that the pain coming from the burned side. So خلاص الألم راح. Yeah, it's a sort of diversion. This is known as method of of course. And this is, again, it comes in the psychoanalysis, in the treatment and group treatment also. When you know that others, they have the same pain, sometimes
feel okay.
You feel better. Yeah.
Shukran. Thank you so much.
That's what.
مرحبا.
أهلا.
Hi, مرحبا كيفكم? First of all, unfortunately, I missed the first part, but I would like to say that it's really a heavy topic, but you excelled, to manage to gather all aspects. I believe we need to digest the information to be ready for a real and effective discussion. It's not fair, we need to go, and because it was many aspects, you got us in a surprise. We are not prepared for this, but it's interesting. I believe you answered what was in my head now within Jihan and the participant before, that somehow I can find that it's mental health. I wouldn't say it's mental health, but your mind, your brain is somehow connected with the way you feel pain or suffer. Of course, the body would feel the pain, and the nerves would send some signs, but also the way you think or your mind, it plays a big role. So maybe sometimes it makes it bigger than what it really is, or am I right? Or
yes, because
from my readings, I came out to find that our brain plays a major role in our lives, even the way of aspects, point of view, our moods, especially, etc. So somehow you answered partially what I was thinking of now within Jihan, and so that's it. And again, I would thank you, and I would thank Nevyne for such actually a nice idea and interesting discussion in the Corona time.
Thank you.
Effective.
Thank you.
It is effective. Thank you.
Thank you. I would actually comment on the first part, which is the reading. Really, I think the idea of Agora is that we choose subjects that initiate reading, and that's what I meant by that subject, actually. That if I open windows in the historical part and you are interested in the history, you will find a lot in that. If you are interested in the philosophical part, you will find a lot in that. If you would like to learn more and more about pain and medicine, oh my God, it's a big gate there with lots of things. So if we have to play a role in that audience, in doing something and initiating a reading in any part of this is good. This is actually the aim of a place like Agora. I mean, you can put any idea, and it will initiate some sort of fruitful discussions like what we are doing now. And of course, as you said, it needs a lot of reason. Even myself, yes, it was the occasion that if I tell you, even my son told me, oh my God, we have all these books in our library. He didn't know that we had, for example, the Rasail Ibn Rushd in our library that I had to open to read. And yeah, it's really an occasion to read things that maybe you have read before years ago, or you discover that you are reading it for the first time because you forgot it or something like that. Yeah. Thank you, Noor, for your intervention. Thank you.
Thank you. But you didn't comment on my second part.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I can't say more because it's true. This is the thing. I mean, we have to believe that the pain is actually what we can master. If you don't master it, here you are the one who will suffer. So if you integrate all the ideas, the philosophical ideas, the religious ideas, and the scientific ideas together, you will find only one conclusion, that pain is in your hand. So it's in your head and it's in your hand. It's you can control it.
Thank you, Dr. Alaa. I'm looking for more from this presentation later on. I hope we can compete with you.
You're welcome.
Yes, you are putting the standards. So we are looking forward to, if we need to participate, we need to be well prepared.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
Thank you for your positive comments.
Thanks.
Yes, I think this last topic is very critical, and so maybe we will have to invite a psychologist or a psychotherapist to talk about this, because it's very heavy, it's very wide, and but it's very real. And I think one of the problems of pain is when someone cannot express it, especially when it's not physical. It's very difficult to put words on it, to understand where it comes from, to acknowledge it, and to treat it. So I think this will be another topic to keep in mind for our further next meetings. Iman has another question.
If you allow me, I'm sorry if I'm taking much of your time, but just, also an idea struck my mind, that the idea of grieving. You've mentioned this during your talk, that I think you started even your talk mentioning something, that the pain is the faithful companion for human, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
The ideas of nature also puzzled my mind in a way that the pain or the grief is like, as if it's a kind of sacred emotion or a sacred state for the human being. And this is a kind of twist or puzzling, and I really didn't get it much. Thinking of grieving or suffering definitely is a kind of, it gives me a negative impression about the state I'm passing through. But maybe in pain is more sacred, is more human, a more advanced feeling, especially if I could identify it. So I just want to hear your ideas more on this, or your point of view. What do you think? Do you agree with nature, with that the pain is a companion, or the pain is a sort of sacred state for human? Something like that. Maybe I didn't get it completely right.
Yeah. Actually, mentioning something doesn't mean that I totally agree. I was just putting the ideas that what we have, and mentioning Nietzsche's opinion. And we know, Nietzsche has really very pessimistic point of view, and he had pain all his life, and so he was the best to talk about pain. But I'm not reflecting it on my ideas or my beliefs. why don't you take Buddha's words? Why you take Nietzsche's? Buddha is saying, for example, the pain is inevitable, but the suffering is optional. So if you understand it well, so it's up to you to take the suffering as an option. So here is it's actually, that's what I'm trying to say. The idea is that when we are in front of the pain, grieving is something else. Grieving is a total entity, different. So we can take it apart, because there is sentimental, and there is also the life and death and persons, and so it's also, again, it's time also. Grieving, it has its own time. I mean, your perception to many other things. But let us say the suffering in general. I would rather take Buddha's ideas rather than Nietzsche's ideas. Okay, so yeah, Nietzsche's, he was saying that it's like it's a companion, and it's a faithful one. So you have to deal with it. It's you have to deal with it. It's not the faithful companion to deal with you. It's your decision how to deal with it. But if you take it as a path of liberation, I think this is better. I mean, it's every part in that. If you choose those to follow, it's up to you.
But again, the philosophical part of pain is another topic, because each philosopher responds to another, and Nietzsche, for example, responding to the pessimism of Schopenhauer, and so on. And so we have a very long philosophical history about this. And the interesting point, I think, is to see what we gain from each reading, because they are all right eventually. They all have a good point that we can reflect on and use eventually, but it's the construction of the opinions and theories and how they develop it. And it's very interesting to understand not only the pain itself, but ourselves facing the pain. How are we reacting, and what kind of mindset are we developing facing pain? So again, this will also need another meeting. Are there any other question? If they are, can you?
Razan, I think, yes.
Because there are a lot of people, so sometimes I cannot see you if you are making signs. So
yeah, it's okay. There's several comments that I have. First being how mentally you have psychosomatic symptoms, which is the most one that everyone's spoken about usually, is when you're going through grief and your heart hurts and you feel it in your heart, basically, and it's quite painful. But I also had another comment about, I find it interesting that if you can divert your attention from physical pain, you may lose that pain. But I'm wondering if you can do the same for mental, or if that's okay to do at the same time. So I just wanted your input on that and what you think about that.